Has Rachel Zegler been Meghan Markle? Young woman is made a princess, but does not look or behave snowy white enough, and so is banished from the kingdom.
When you look at all of the videos, all of the pictures of her, she almost looks more psychotic. Like, she does not look pleasant at all. Like, she's the type of person that if you went in for a hug, you could potentially end up getting severely hurt yourself.
Meghan just needs to, someone needs to kill her. Maybe it should be me. And he's just like, okay. That's like what's actually out in the world.
Rachel Zegler has sounded the alarm, and she's not being subtle about it. Based on several reported leaks, the embattled Snow White actress has enlisted the same high-powered crisis PR firm that once navigated Meghan Markle's media storm. Take a moment to absorb that.
The Rachel Zegler effect has begun. According to scooper Daniel RPK, Rachel Zegler has been recast in Paddington 3 due to strikes, but I have a sneaking suspicion the strikes are only a cop-out for the fact that she has had so much negative press. She is certainly one of the key reasons why the Snow White movie is absolutely doomed. She's probably one of the key reasons why the next Hunger Games movie is gonna totally flop. And now the folks that are making the third Paddington movie are probably just using the strikes as an excuse to make sure that she's recast. Because I think if they outwardly said, well, we recast her because she just ruins everything she touches, that might not be a good look from the studio. But my speculation is that is actually what's going on here.
The same team that masterminded Meghan's bold post-royal reinvention, often criticized for manipulating headlines, quashing criticism, and crafting comeback narratives, is now reportedly stepping in to rescue Rachel Zegler's faltering career. If the whispers are accurate, they've already started executing their strategy.
Rachel Zegler just celebrated her birthday, but she didn't make it a simple thing where she went after her critics, trashing them as bad people. Rachel Zegler was subject to a lot of hate online after it came out she was cast to play the live-action Snow White. That was the second time she faced a criticism like that in her life, with the first being from West Side Story, where people criticized her being a Colombian actress playing a Puerto Rican role and also not Hispanic enough. That's because she's half Colombian and half Polish, and being mixed race, there's going to be some people upset whenever she's cast for a role that's traditionally white or traditionally Hispanic. Rachel Zegler claimed that all the hate she was getting was because people were just upset a Latina actress was playing Snow White. Looking at where the hate is coming from, it's not about her being a mixed race actress playing the role of Snow White, and it's more about her bashing the original story, with one example being calling the prince a creep. One example being Rachel Zegler saying they got rid of the creepy prince from the original movie and instead replaced him with a new character played by Andrew Burnham. Then laughed, saying Burnham has a small role and she wouldn't be shocked if he got cut from the movie entirely. She was also caught lying, saying she loved the Snow White ride at Disney and watched the movie all the time as a kid, but then in another interview said she didn't either. So that's where the hate comes from, and with that, I'm Charles Pearl. Subscribe
Let's
to learn
face
something.
it, this isn't just a PR facelift. It's crisis management fit for royalty, and the timing screams urgency. Rachel Zegler has been in the internet's line of fire for 2 years, battered by viral scandals, public outbursts, and rumored on-set chaos. Once a rising star, she's now seen as a liability in the industry. With even her staunchest supporters doubting her choices, she's reportedly going all in, hiring the elite team that transformed Meghan from tabloid target to media triumph.
Okay, I'm not making this video to actually trash on Rachel, though I do want to say that Entertainment Tonight is circulating around that clip as if it's an apology. She's actually in a bad spot because they're doing the writer's strike and she can't talk about the film. She can't really clean up the stuff that she said that people find to be so offensive. I just wanted to add that they were probably coached into saying things like she's not going to be saved by the prince and this is modern, etc. And she's putting it into her words, and Gal Gadot is putting it to her words. But this isn't like a mistake from Disney. They know what's in the film, they read the script, they acted it out, etc. So the things that are coming off so badly to us is, I mean, they're a participant, but it's Disney's fault. The thing about Disney is they seem to despise the things that made them a household name and a lot of their customers who made them what they are. So if you're upset that Disney doesn't seem to understand or is maybe even revolted by the old Snow White, maybe you're just not their customer.
Here's what makes this move so bold. It's anything but discreet. The internet caught on almost instantly. Overnight, Zegler's old posts began disappearing. Polished new press photos with carefully curated smiles started popping up, and murmurs spread like wildfire across X and Reddit. One viral comment even dubbed it the decade's most blatant PR revival effort. And this is just the start.
Exclusive. Branding experts warn that Rachel Zegler backlash could ruin Disney's big-budget Snow White remake and predict executives will be having crisis talks in order to win back fans ahead of the 2024 release. Rachel Zegler has been running amok and talking all about this new role that she will be playing as Snow White and how it has been reimagined.
It's no longer 1937.
And people are pissed, right? Because she's playing this iconic role and she's talking about how the movie is dated.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago. It's extremely dated.
It needs to be redone. Snow White is not going to be
saved by the prince.
And she's in fact going to be a girl boss feminist who don't need no man.
She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
I don't think Disney anticipated that it really has a deep and strong emotional place in their childhoods and throughout their lives. And maybe that film from 1937 did not need
Insiders
to be reimagined.
reveal this isn't a quick patch. It's a full-on strategy. If you're paying attention, the clues are clear. Tearful interviews, a mental health angle ready to drop, and a carefully scripted podcast appearance casting her as misunderstood, overworked, and perfectly framed. It's starting to feel less like a comeback and more like a cover-up. But the real question isn't whether this PR plan exists. It's whether it will succeed. Meghan Markle's saga showed us one thing. When the internet turns against you, even the slickest PR may fall short.
So here are 5 reasons why everyone seems to hate Rachel Zegler. Because she was seen as unbecoming for getting the leading role in Snow White, only to often voice how much she hates the original.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
Second, people said she came across as arrogant when she was asked on the red carpet for Shazam, a Marvel film, why she wanted to be a part of the Marvel universe so bad. She just needed a job.
What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job.
Third, people say she seems very self-serving with this cropped, very viral video.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Fourth, I've seen people criticize her for starring alongside Ansel Elgort in West Side Story and seemingly standing by him during all the absolutely awful allegations that were going on and not condemning that behavior. Is it just misogyny? Some people say that Hollywood has just continued its tradition of hating on a new young actress. She has a whole hating fan
Rachel
base
Zegler's
similar
decision to hire a high-profile crisis PR team, previously linked to Meghan Markle's media strategy, stems from a cascade of controversies that have tarnished her once promising career. The leaked strategy and public response reveal a calculated, high-stakes effort to salvage her image amid a storm of criticism, but it's a gamble that could either revive her fairy tale status or cement her downfall.
Get woke, go broke. The Snow White remake was doomed long before it even hit the theaters, and now that it's finally here, we can finally give our assessment of it.
One of the reasons why Rachel Zegler sticks around is she's got a beautiful voice and she has some talent. So I think that certainly helps her because she's a PR nightmare. I don't know how anyone would hire her.
Yeah, it's not a train wreck, it's an abomination. It's the kind of movie that was so bad that it brought audiences and critics together, and most of them were unified under the banner of hating it.
It's all Rachel Zegler and her behavior. It was comment after comment, and it was pissing off everybody, pissing off old Disney fans, pissing off new Disney fans, pissing off Trump supporters, pissing off all of America. And it became such a disaster that they had to shut her up, which was the smartest move they made. The onus is all on her and Disney's reaction to it. Quite frankly, if she has said nothing, her movie would have done a lot better.
This is nothing to do with her being a woman. It's about the fact that she went full SJW, turning Snow White into some kind of revolutionary figure.
Meghan Markle showed the world you can be one of the most vilified women alive and still shape the narrative with a fierce enough PR team. Rachel Zegler has reportedly hired the same battle-tested crisis experts who guided Meghan after her royal exit with Prince Harry. This isn't your average Hollywood agency. It's the crew that turned brutal tabloid attacks, eroded public trust, and royal drama into a multi-million-dollar media empire, complete with documentaries, memoirs, and Oprah sit-downs. Their approach isn't about fixing a bad interview. It's about engineering sympathy, crafting compelling storylines, and controversially, redirecting blame. A PR insider once described their tactic: transform every blow into a rescue operation. That's the firepower Zegler is banking on, and the signs are already visible. Her sudden appearances on curated platforms, her silence amid online chaos, and a subtle shift from spoiled diva to overwhelmed young star. But there's a catch. Meghan had a divided audience with half rooting for her redemption. Zegler's fan base, worn thin by scandals, watches more out of curiosity than loyalty. Meghan's team used mystery and victimhood, dropping breadcrumbs to keep people hooked, but Zegler's plan is leaking before it even unfolds. This move reveals her mindset. Instead of mending bridges or facing criticism directly, she's allegedly adopting Meghan's playbook: deny, deflect, distract. It worked for a former royal challenging a centuries-old institution, but for a Hollywood actress known more for backlash than box office wins, it's a dangerous gamble. The internet is less forgiving now, and unlike Meghan, Zegler lacks a royal exit or global empire to cushion her fall. Her image is her last card, and by entrusting it to this infamous PR team, she's betting everything. What's their plan, and how far will they go to fix what many call irreparable? Leaks suggest it's wild. Insiders, some tied to talent agents, others from gossip circles, claim the strategy to save Zegler's reputation is meticulously calculated. Phase 1. A digital cleanse. Fans have noticed old tweets vanishing, Instagram posts with activism, or sharp jabs quietly archived, and her TikTok nearly silent. Her team is allegedly scrubbing her online presence to control the narrative, but that's just the start. The core plan hinges on a staged redemption arc, more like a Netflix script than reality. First up, vulnerability. Picture a heartfelt podcast interview on a friendly platform, maybe a celebrity therapist, a feminist podcaster, or a late-night host known for soft questions. Zegler will reportedly share her struggles with mental health, career pressures, and being misunderstood online, hitting themes like burnout, misogyny, and cancel culture. Next, visual rehab. Carefully staged paparazzi shots. Zegler at a children's hospital, hugging her mom, or grabbing coffee with a respected former co-star to scream, "She's relatable, she's healing." These images won't appear by chance, they'll be strategically placed. The boldest move? A planned apology moment. A viral video or statement where she admits mistakes, shows remorse, and takes just enough blame to seem authentic while subtly pointing fingers at media distortion and online mobs. Timing is everything, and it won't happen too soon. The strategy is timed to hit only after the public sees her emotional, smiling, and striving. Insiders claim Zegler's been coached on voice tone, eye contact, and body language to nail this moment, aiming to trigger a flood of "maybe we misjudged her" posts across social media. But there's a hitch. The internet's seen this script before, and the reaction isn't kind. As soon as whispers of Zegler's redemption plan surfaced, fans didn't just notice, they dissected it in real time. The backlash roared back. Online, it's not sympathy but savage mockery. X threads, Reddit deep dives, and YouTube commentary channels have already shredded the strategy before it's fully rolled out. One viral post quipped, "This isn't a comeback arc, it's a Meghan Markle impersonation." Another jabbed, "This isn't vulnerability, it's manipulation in high definition." They're not wrong about the parallels. Today's audiences can spot a staged paparazzi shot from miles away. When Zegler was suddenly photographed, beaming with a young fan outside a premiere, something she hadn't done in ages, skepticism erupted. Comments dripped with sarcasm. "Oh, she's playing the humble card now?" Others posted side-by-side comparisons of her tactics and Meghan's past image campaigns, matching outfits, similar photo ops, and the same subtle smiling through pain vibe. Now every move she makes is viewed with distrust. An inspirational quote, labeled damage control. Silence. Her PR's doing the talking. Even a simple selfie sparks accusations of being too polished, too perfectly lit, too suspiciously timed. The backlash has turned meta. People aren't just reacting to Zegler, they're calling out her attempt to steer their reactions. What really ignited the fire was the rumored podcast confession. Insiders hinted her team is prepping a raw, emotional, sit-down interview, carefully crafted to hit all the right notes. But before it even drops, fans are already scoffing. One comment read, "If she cries on cue about industry trauma, I'm done." Another mocked, "Next up, they edited me wrong." The skepticism is deafening. 5 years ago, this might have worked, before audiences became armchair media critics. Today, they're too savvy, too jaded, and too quick to call out manipulation. For Zegler, that's the real risk. A scripted redemption arc kills sympathy fast. While fans were dismantling her plan online, something colder was brewing in Hollywood. The industry began pulling back, not with loud statements or splashy headlines, but in the quiet, brutal way it handles liabilities. Silence, distance, and cancellations that stay out of the trades. A casting coordinator, speaking anonymously to a mid-tier entertainment outlet, revealed Zegler's name is now flagged internally as a risk. Not blacklisted outright, but producers are hesitating. She's reportedly been skipped for 2 major audition rounds in the past month alone. Agents close to the situation say her PR baggage now outweighs her talent. One studio exec allegedly called her a walking headline, and not the good kind. There's a growing sense that her off-screen drama overshadows her on-screen skill, a death knell for any project in today's climate, where a single viral controversy can tank a marketing campaign. Post-Me Too and post-strike, studios are under intense scrutiny and can't afford unpredictable stars who spark more X threads than ticket sales. Even former co-stars are stepping back. When one from an earlier project was recently asked about her in an interview, a former co-star asked if they still keep in touch with Rachel Zegler, paused long before offering a vague, "I wish her the best." In Hollywood's coded language, that's as close to a public sidestep as it gets without spelling it out. Another insider claims a prominent young actress, once close to Zegler, has quietly unfollowed and distanced herself across social platforms, a subtle but deafening move in the world of celebrity optics. Worse, some in the industry are questioning the PR firm's involvement. A veteran producer reportedly warned, if she's really using Meghan Markle's team, she's not aiming to grow, she's trying to manipulate perception. That rarely ends well. In Hollywood, desperation is box office poison, and trying too hard to control your narrative often backfires. Zegler's team may still hold out hope, but as doors close and calls go unanswered, the question isn't whether this is the end. It's whether anyone will tell her when it is. The irony is almost poetic. Zegler was cast as Snow White, the ultimate fairy tale princess, meant to embody grace, kindness, and a voice to enchant a kingdom. But somewhere between landing that dream role and battling her image online, the crown slipped. On screen, she was the face of modern innocence. Off screen, her story turned chaotic. The fairy tale she was meant to bring to life flipped against her. In public, she was Snow White, talented, young, with a lead in a billion-dollar franchise. But behind the scenes, she became one of Hollywood's most divisive figures. The camera stopped rolling, and instead of charming woodland creatures, she faced online draggings, parodies on talk shows, and scrutiny in every interview. Just a few years ago, Zegler was the industry's golden child, hailed as cinema's future, a fresh face for a world craving new talent. But fame didn't bring applause. It brought headlines, backlash, and pressure no PR team, not even Meghan's, can fully erase. Her rise wasn't gradual. It was a rocket launch. From unknown to global star in a few interviews, she had no time to adapt, no shield for the spotlight. That spotlight is merciless. It doesn't just highlight talent, it magnifies flaws. Every word becomes a headline, every expression a meme, every co-star moment fuel for gossip. The dream of fame turned into a survival game, and for someone cast as childhood magic, that's a crushing twist. The harshest blow? The audience no longer sees her as Snow White. They see an actress playing a role, on and off screen. Her words feel rehearsed, her apologies focus grouped, her image artificial. The harder she tries to fix it, the more staged it seems. She was meant to be the fairy tale. Now she's the cautionary tale. If her team doesn't see that soon, no redemption arc will revive her fading image. The question isn't whether Zegler is trying to fix her reputation, it's whether the public is still open to it. Once every move feels like a tactic, not sincerity, no script, even one from Meghan's aggressive PR team, can bring you back. They've spun villains into victims, turned backlash into multi-million-dollar deals, but Zegler isn't Meghan. She lacks the royal backstory or global brand to lean on. All she has is perception, and the internet won't let her control it. The redemption plan may be clever, even persuasive to some, but today's digital audience isn't like old Hollywood's. They don't just watch, they dissect in real time. Every staged photo, soft-lit interview, or healing quote is torn apart instantly. People don't want perfection. They demand authenticity. If Zegler's team misses that, they're playing a losing game. When audiences feel manipulated, they don't forgive. They cancel, quietly, permanently, not with anger, but with apathy. They stop clicking, stop caring, move on. If that's already happening behind the scenes, no image rehab will matter. Studios won't bet on a star who can't escape her own shadow. Is this the end? Not yet. Zegler still has fans, talent, and a shot, if she drops the act and faces the fallout honestly. But that window is shrinking fast. When your story feels like a rerun, people change the channel. The tragedy is a young actress with a once-in-a-generation voice handed a kingdom's keys only to lose the script. Was it bad timing, poor advice, or too much too soon? We may never know. But one thing is clear. This isn't just a PR crisis. It's a trust crisis. And trust can't be hired back. So, what do you think? Can Zegler turn it around? Or has the fairy tale faded to black? Share. In the comments, subscribe for more deep dives and turn on notifications. The next chapter might be closer than we think.